Today, the Chesapeake Bay Foundation released its 2018 State of the Bay report. The biennial report gives a comprehensive look at pollution, habitat, and fisheries. This year, the report shows quality is heading in the wrong direction. So here to explain everything and break it all down is Chesapeake Bay Foundation Senior Scientist Chris Moore. Chris, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's first talk about weather. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but that plays a huge part in the health of the bay.
Sure. The Chesapeake Bay watershed is 64,000 square miles, and what happens in that bay watershed ends up affecting the water quality in the bay. And as we experienced not only here in Hampton Roads, but throughout the bay watershed, we really had unprecedented rainfall throughout the year, and that really, unfortunately, negatively affected parts of the bay overall.
Okay. All right. So a new session, General Assembly this year. Before we talk about what we can do, what can lawmakers do to kind of help the problem here?
Sure. One of the things that's most pertinent to the Hampton Roads area is the Stormwater Local Assistance Fund, which helps provide funds for the localities to implement practices like planting trees and putting buffers in order to help improve water quality. And that's one of the things that lawmakers can fund during this session to help us reduce pollution going into our local waterways and eventually the Chesapeake Bay.
Some of those things can we do on our own? I mean, I guess how do we help out? That's the question.
Sure. Some of the same things. Reducing the amount of fertilizer we put on our lawn. Think about driving less when it's possible. If you live near the water, growing oysters to help increase the number of oysters and use them as little water filters, which they are. So lots of opportunities for us to be involved as private citizens in the area.
Okay, now this isn't all bad. Some signs of resiliency we're seeing here?
Exactly. One of the best things that we saw in the report is that underwater grasses, some people refer to them as submerged aquatic vegetation, they really showed strong signs of sticking out through this poor water quality. And those are extremely important habitats for fish, for crabs, for really the bay's health overall. And seeing those maintain a strong presence showed that there's building resiliency in the bay overall.
All right. Chris Moore, Senior Scientist with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right.